You know what they never tell you? Losing everything doesn't make you weak. It shows you what you're really made of. I've had moments where the world went dark, where I felt the weight of every mistake, every failure, every person I couldn't save. And yeah, it hurts more than anything. But I learned something in that darkness. Pain doesn't decide who you are. How you respond to it does. That's why I smile. Not because I didn't feel the loss, but because I refused to let it own me. When everything has stripped away your strength, your hopes, your dreams, one thing stays: your will. And if your will is unbreakable, then so are you. People think smiling in the middle of pain means you're pretending, like you're trying to hide how broken you are. But that's not it. A smile is a declaration. It tells the world, you didn't finish me. You hit me hard, but I'm still here. I'm not done yet. When I lost everything, I felt empty for a moment. But emptiness is a strange thing. It gives you space. Space to rebuild. Space to become something stronger than before. And in that silence, I heard something inside me whisper, stand up. So I did. Not because it was easy, not because I wasn't hurting, but because quitting would have hurt even more. Every person who rises after a fall, every dream that survives a disaster, every fighter who stands when their knees shake, they all share the same truth. Pain can break your body, but only you decide if it breaks your spirit. And mine? Mine just doesn't break. People always ask me, how did you keep going after losing so much? They think there's some secret technique, some trick, something only the strong understand. But the truth is simple. I remembered why I started. Before the battles, before the scars, before the world tried to crush me, there was just a boy who wanted one thing: freedom. And when you truly want something, when it's burning inside you so bright it hurts, not even loss can dim it. Yeah, I lost people. I lost fights. I lost moments I can never get back. But I never lost myself. I never lost that fire in my chest that said, keep going. Because the world doesn't hand you strength. It gives you challenges. And those challenges shape you into someone who can survive the storms that used to drown you. Every time I hit rock bottom, I found something there. Me. The real me. The version that doesn't quit. The version that doesn't break. The version that looks at pain and says, fine, hit me again. I'll still stand. You know what people fear the most? Not losing, not pain, not even failure. They fear starting again. Because starting again means admitting you fell. Admitting you weren't strong enough yet. Admitting life knocked you flat on your back. But me, I don't care how many times I fall. If I'm still breathing, if my heart's still beating, if my dreams still exist somewhere out there, then I'm getting back up. Even if my legs shake, even if my hands bleed, even if the whole damn world laughs, because every time I rise after a fall, I'm not the same person who hit the ground. I come back sharper, harder, hungrier. People always talk about losing everything, but listen, when you lose everything, you're finally free to become anything. No past to cling to. No excuses left. No chains holding you down. Just pure, raw will. And that's enough to rebuild a life stronger than the one that crumbled. So if you think you're broken right now, good. Because broken things can be rebuilt. Stronger, meaner, unstoppable. And when I rebuild myself, I smile. Not because it's easy, but because I already know. This version of me will scare the world. You know what I realized after everything was taken from me? People don't remember the winners. Not really. They remember the ones who refused to die inside. The ones who kept walking when their heart was shattered. The ones who kept fighting long after the world stopped believing in them. And that's where real strength comes from, not from muscles, not from training, not from some special power. It comes from this fire inside your chest, the one that refuses to go out no matter how hard the storm hits. When everything was gone, when I felt empty, when I had nothing left but breath, I found something new. A reason to move, a reason to stand, a reason to smile in the face of hell itself. Because when you lose everything, life is actually giving you a gift, a blank page, your old story burned away, your past shattered, your limits erased. Now you get to decide who you're going to be, a victim or someone the world whispers about in fear, someone who took all that pain, all that loss, all that silence, and turned it into power. Me, I choose the second one, every time. Because if the world thinks it can break me, I'll smile and break it back. You know what's funny? People think strength shows up when everything is perfect, when the path is clear, when life is kind. But that's not how it works. Not for me, not for you, not for anyone who's meant to rise. Strength shows up in the dark, when you're alone, when you've got no one cheering for you, no one guiding you, no one believing in your comeback but you. That's when you find out what you're made of. Because the truth is, you don't grow when life is gentle. You grow when life hits hard, so hard that you can feel your soul shaking inside your chest. And in that moment, in that silence, in that pain, you get a choice. Kneel or evolve. Most people choose the first. They bow to fear. They bow to doubt. They bow to the weight of their past. But not you. If you're still listening, if you're still here, it means you're built like me. You don't kneel because your spirit refuses to. You rise. Even when you're scared. Even when you're tired. Even when your knees are bleeding from the last fall. And when you rise like that, slowly, silently, with fire in your chest and anger in your ribs, the world starts to notice. Not because you're loud, not because you're perfect, but because you keep coming back. And that kind of person, that kind of will, cannot be killed, cannot be stopped, cannot be replaced. Remember this every time you stand up again. You become a little more dangerous, a little more unshakable, a little more unstoppable. And that's exactly how legends are made. You know what people never understand? They think respect is something you get after you win, after you succeed, after you prove yourself. But they're wrong. Respect doesn't start at the finish line. It starts in the shadows. It starts in the moments no one sees. It starts in the choices you make when nobody is watching. When I was weak, when I was hungry, when I had nothing but a straw hat and a dream nobody respected me. They laughed. They doubted. They pointed at me like I was some idiot chasing the clouds. But that's the thing. Respect isn't built by their approval. It's built by your refusal to quit, your refusal to break, your refusal to let anyone rewrite your destiny. You earn respect every time you keep going when everyone expects you to stop. You earn respect every time you get back up after life crushes you. You earn respect every time you choose discipline over comfort, Purpose over excuses, growth over fear. And you want to know the real secret? Respect becomes yours the moment you stop seeking it. When you fight for your own dream, when you protect your own fire, when you keep moving forward because you said so, that's when people start seeing you differently. That's when the same ones who doubted you start watching you. That's when the same ones who mocked you start fearing your rise. And that's when the world realizes you aren't here to be liked. You're here to be legendary. You want to know something important? Respect isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't brag. It doesn't announce itself. Respect moves in silence and arrives with thunder. When you keep training while others sleep, that's respect. When you stay focused while they waste time, that's respect. When you choose the hard path because the easy one insults your ambition, that's respect. I learned it the hard way. Back when I couldn't even throw a decent punch. Back when I had no crew, no strength, just a dream and a stubborn heart. Nobody was clapping for me. Nobody believed in me. Nobody thought I'd make it far enough to matter. But I kept going anyway. Because earning respect isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. That's the real fight. Not against them, against your own weakness, your own fear, your own limits. Every time I trained until my body screamed. Every time I stood up when the world dropped me. Every time I refused to bend. I didn't gain power first. I gained self-respect. And once you respect yourself, the world has no choice but to follow. Because people don't respect you for being perfect. They respect you for being unstoppable. They respect you for doing what they don't have the courage to do. They respect you because your will doesn't break, doesn't shake, doesn't kneel. So remember this, respect isn't something you wait for. It's something you become.